Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Kenny Burdine. He's with the University of Kentucky's Extension Economics Specialist there. We're going to talk about a conference that I think a lot of producers will be interested in, and that's the Cow-Calf Profitability Conference.
We're real excited about these. We've got four scheduled. We've got a lot of really good cow-calf operators I think will enjoy the program.
Absolutely. So, what would a cow-calf operator learn when they attend this conference?
We've really tried to focus this on profit-driven cow-calf operations. So the way that I like to describe it is in the very beginning, we'll talk through a lot of things, but in the beginning, one of the things we'll do is we'll kind of look at a typical kind of cow-calf budget from a broad perspective. And we really try to focus the topics that we cover on things that have the biggest impact on returns for cow-calf operations. So for example, for most cow-calf operations, hay production cost is a big piece of their profit, right? So we'll talk about managing overhead costs on the hay operation, talk about variable cost for the hay operation. We'll talk about breeding stock depreciation, for example, what it costs to develop or, what I pay to buy bred heifers and how that impacts profitability. We'll talk about hay feeding because hay feeding systems is important. How many days of the year that I feed hay is important. There's also a topic that's kind of a general management topic, things like calving season and cow size and things like that. And then we've also got a topic, Jonathan Shepard, that some of your folks may or may not know as well as Greg and I, but he'll talk about kind of the financial and tax aspects of managing a cow calf operation. So the way we pitch these, they're a fairly big commitment both on our part and the attendees. It's pretty much a full day. Yeah, but we'll focus on those things that I think have the biggest impact on the bottom line for a cow-calf operation. And I think folks will really take something from the conference.
But then they're going to be able to go home and really customize to their operation to kind of look at their bottom line.
Absolutely. So, one of the pages on our website that gets hit the most, Joanna, you're well aware, is that budget page where our budgets and decision aids are. So our cow-calf budget, for example, is one of those things that although we won't use it directly in this setting, it'll be tools that you can use, if you want to go home and think about this more from an individual perspective. Another one that Greg and I put together back in 2015, I think it was, is what we call that bred heifer profit estimator. And that's kind of set up where for, given an individual operation's costs and returns, they can look at what they realistically can spend to either purchase or develop a bred heifer. That one's timely because we put that one together back in 2015 when bred heifer prices were extremely high. We're not as high as we were then on the bred heifer side, but with these calf markets where they are right now, and as we talk, they're running. So I think we'll see some more really high, breeding stock prices. So I think that'll be a very timely topic again when we cover here in March there in Bowling Green.
And sometimes it's hard because when cattle prices are high and people are making money, right? Sometimes it's hard to think about, making sure that you know what your break even costs are and what all your costs are. But Kenny, you know that we're going to have some of these high markets. It's predicted to maybe even last a few years, but with the cattle cycle, it's always going to turn around. And if we can really hone in on some of these skills now while the cattle market's high and optimize that profitability when cattle prices are low, we'll be in a much better position.
I agree. And I think that's one of the messages that I hope comes across when we're there next month. When you make decisions on a cow calf operation, you make them incrementally and within a year. But our breeding stock are long run investments, right? So sometimes just kind of stepping back and thinking, okay, I don't want to make decisions based solely on calf prices right now. I
Mhm.
want to make decisions with this expectation of kind of a longer run calf price. And just sometimes just that perspective helps us think about, okay, this may seem like the right thing today. Will it be the right thing in 5 years? And that's oftentimes a better time frame to think about for a cow calf operator.
Absolutely. So March 11th is the date that it's going to be offered here in Bowling Green. What are the times, Kenny?
9 Central Time in your case. And then this will run, we've got it blocked out to about 4. It's a full day thing. And of course, you're going to have lunch there as part of the registration when you're there, right, Joanna?
That's right, just to cover lunch, and it'll be a beef meal.
We'll be done somewhere in the ballpark of 3:30 to 4. So more or less a full day program.
You can get signed up today by calling the Warren County Extension Office at 270-842-1681, and you can pay the $15 registration fee at the door. Thanks for visiting with us today, Kenny, and we appreciate you watching the Farm and Home Show.